Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess is on maternity leave, so we have Lauren LaRosa filling in, and we got a special guest in the building.
The icon.
That just made Dion Cole stutter and shake. He was saying all types of stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
Sweating.
Stephanie Mills, welcome.
He said I need to learn a lesson from you.
Huh?
He said I need to take a lesson from you on how to,
Be sexy.
I already told her that's going to cut. She's 32. So she got a long way to go before she get to this level of sexy.
I'm 67.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
See?
I'm 67.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
You know, Dion got this thing in a special call. He calls them vintage ladies.
Vintage. Yeah, he likes
Yes.
vintage. Dion and I are friends, but I wanted to really jam him up.
Okay.
Oh, you did. You did. He was stuttering the whole time after you left. The whole time after you left.
When do you get to that level of confidence, where you just know you feel good inside and
60s.
outside?
All over.
60, okay.
I think in my 60s, I really was I didn't care what anybody thought.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do what I wanted to do on my own terms. 55, I'd say when I turned 55, I was like, I'm doing what I want to do. I don't care what anybody thinks.
Mm-hmm. And it really does get greater later, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I mean, at 67, I'm so confident. I feel like I could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good. I'm good.
Absolutely.
Is Stephanie Mills still dating? Are you still outside dating or?
I'm not dating.
No?
Well, I'm not dating.
And why not?
Because I'm a very independent woman,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like knuckleheads. And men have a lot of game with them. And Charlamagne.
No.
I ain't gonna play with no game.
Oh, yeah, you ain't going to play. I thought you said I play games. I
No.
don't play
I said, and Charlamagne, because you know my background and
Yes,
so I'm not gonna play any games. And if they don't want to come right and be honest in a relationship, I think even if they have another woman or whatever, another situation, I think they should be honest. And most men are not.
Even at this age?
I was going to say that too. Even at this
I
age.
would know
like-
because OGs like young girls. They don't like girls like me. They don't like older women like me. They think I'm too old.
Mm-hmm.
So they like them young girls. And most men like high yellow women. They don't like dark women. So.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you, or now, if you were to choose a date, it's so high profile, how would you even handle that? Because it's a different time of social media. People want to be in the press.
I think I'd want a businessman, like a businessman, but then they're knuckleheads too. So I don't know.
Jesus.
It's not like it used to be. Like Charlamagne's married. I'd date Charlamagne. My baby.
He gonna talk
His
about
dad.
that
I would date you
every
too,
day
Miss
for the
Mills.
next
I would
365.
date, if he wasn't married, I would date
I
Charlamagne.
love Miss Mills. Y'all know that?
No,
Okay.
no, he loves you.
I know he does.
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He was a little jealous when you came in here and did that little thing to Dion Cole.
The crazy
he
part
was
is
jealous.
everything
Were
you
you
said.
jealous, baby?
Tell the truth.
A little bit. But everything you
Hey,
said.
slow down.
But
Slow
the
down.
crazy part is
Slow
everything
down.
you said men don't like is what I like. I like older women with melanin.
Right. I just, the men that I would date are married, so they're taken. So, and I'm really a bore. I'm a person that likes to stay at home and just do simple things. I'm not one to go to the parties and all of that. I'm not her.
And you've been in the industry longer than most of these people been alive.
I have.
50 years.
Longer.
Longer?
Because that was The Wiz. 50 years ago, I did The Wiz. My
wow.
first Broadway show, I was 11.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I've been in the business my entire life. This is
Wow.
all I know.
Wow.
Is it true you didn't even want to audition?
Oh, I didn't because I had gone up for a lot of things and I didn't get them. So my mother I actually went to the Wiz auditioning crying. My mother made me because I didn't think I was going to get it.
And your mom, what was her motive? It was just I know you could do this, or she just wanted
felt
you.
like I could do it. My mother is definitely my shero. She's not here any longer, but I always feel her spirit. But she was definitely one. I'm the spitting image of my mother, in every way. Yeah.
Got you.
What made you want to get back on the Broadway stage? Because you want how you pronounce it, Hadestown?
Hadestown.
Hadestown.
They came for me. I was doing my tour, and they said, we're really interested in you coming back to Broadway. And I wanted to do something different. And I said, I don't know what Hadestown is. Let me go and see the show. And I went to see the show. I fell in love with the music. The cast is wonderful, but 8 shows a week is very hard.
I was going to say that. How are you dealing with that? That's a lot.
And I'm on stage the entire time. You know,
Wow.
Andre DeShields, my original Wiz, won a Tony for this role. So when we went to see the new opening of The Wiz, he was there, and he was like, you should do this. And then when I saw him last night, because I did the Black Theater Gala last night, which was wonderful. It was just a wonderful experience. I asked him, I said, why didn't you tell me how hard this show was? Because I'm on my feet. They're 2.5 hours.
Did you want to give up at some point?
I'm not a quitter.
Okay.
It was, but I must say, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. Doing Hadestown is the hardest thing I've ever done because it's a lot of script.
Yes.
I have a lot of words, so it was challenging. And once I got it. And still sometimes I'll mess up a little bit, but the cast just keep going on, and we go to the next thing. But now I really, really got it.
So 8 shows a week. So
8 shows
what is your
a
daily
week.
routine like? You got to be in bed until showtime because you got to be tired.
You know I'm tired, honey.
You ain't got time to date.
I don't have time for social life. Not now. I don't have time to date. And if I was dating, I would need someone very, very understanding. You know what I'm saying? They would have to understand my schedule and what I do. And then I still have my son and all of that. But I sleep. And I soak my feet.
Epsom salt?
Yes.
Warm water.
You know, baby.
I'd run your basin for you.
I know you would, honey.
You said run your what?
Basin.
Basin.
Oh.
Come on, young boy.
And
You
he'd
don't
give
know?
me a massage. Wouldn't
Yes,
you
ma'am.
massage my feet?
That's right.
That's what I would need. Yep.
And you play Mrs. Hermes?
Mrs. Hermes.
Mrs. Hermes.
Yes.
So what's that role about? Like, I
It's-
gotta come watch it.
It's Greek mythology.
Okay.
Hades is the devil. And there's Persephone. I have a wonderful cast. Philip, what's Philip's last name? Oh, but Philip, Yolo, Maya, Jordan. It's a wonderful cast. But I'm the storyteller. I'm telling the entire story about what's getting ready to happen and what's going on. So I'm the storyteller.
Now you know you're a spiritual person, Miss Mills. Did you feel like, okay, I don't know if I want to do this role because of Hades and Satan and all this
I
stuff?
felt that way, and
Okay.
I didn't know how Pops would feel about it, but I felt that way. But I said, this is acting, and it's challenging, so I'm gonna do it.
Did you ask the minister?
No, I didn't ask.
Okay.
'Cause I sometimes you know how you don't want to ask your father. What do you think? Daughter. But I think he would love it. I think he would like it, but for what it is, because he always appreciates what creativity and what you do. But I really am enjoying it. I plan to come back to do my own show in a theatrical way, my own concert show in a theatrical way.
Ooh, so like
next year.
make your songs like a script, like
Yes,
Ooh,
make my
okay.
songs like a script and do a whole thing, like probably next year.
and tell your story from start to finish.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Not everything, but like just tell the story of how I survived, because I feel so grateful to survive with so many. One of my friends just passed last night, Kim Page, who was the lion.
The lion
in The Wiz. Oh my God! And I just
That was
saw
last night?
him. Yes, I just saw him. Charlamagne. I like calling you by your real name, but I'm not.
You can call him Leonard. You can call him Leonard. It's okay.
Leonard.
Leonard.
No, but I just saw him like 2.5 weeks ago, and I always say you don't know when the last time you're gonna see somebody, so you have to love on people when you see them.
Absolutely.
How does it feel when you see your peers passing away like Kim Page? Like,
It's devastating. Hinton Battle passed away, who was my scarecrow. It's devastating because I'm like, oh my God, am I next? What? Because I'm getting of age, and I always tell my niece, you got to take care of things when I'm gone. And I know we got to cross that path. So I really just try to enjoy myself, love on people, be kind to people, and get those people told that get smart with me.
Is that why you started thinking about putting the musical of your life together? Was
Yes.
because of those thoughts and seeing your friends?
Yeah, doing a concert and I wanted to come back to Broadway, but I wanted to do it. Hades is a 8-time Tony winning show. So it was coming back to a Broadway show that had been on Broadway for 5 years. The Wiz was on Broadway for 5 years, and The Wiz won 7 Tonys back when they were on. So I was happy to come back into a hit show.
How is the climate on Broadway now for Black actors and Black performers? Better?
No. I don't think so. I don't think.
Has it ever been good though?
I think 50 years ago it was better.
50?
I think, yeah.
Wow.
When The Wiz was on Broadway, I think it was better. I think Broadway is ran like a corporation now. It's more about the show. It's not about individuals. You know, they don't want stars. They just want people to enjoy the show. So no, it's not better.
I was going to ask, do people respect Broadway actors and actresses like they should? I don't feel like they get the respect or the kudos that those actors and actresses do, because you guys do a lot of shows in a short period of time. And unlike movies or sitcoms or even going on tour, this is a totally different thing.
I don't think that we do get the respect. I don't think that Broadway actors get the respect, not from their peers and not from the producers of Broadway shows. I don't think they respect us the way they should. I don't.
How do black performers get that respect?
I don't know if we'll ever get it. I think they see us in a different light. I think that if this is the thing, I was doing an interview a couple of years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and one of the girls said, well, we just have to keep trying. I'm like, I'm 60-something years old. I've been on Broadway since I was 11.
Right.
How much longer do we have to try? How much longer do we have to change? You know what I'm saying? So for me, asking me, who's been on Broadway, why hasn't it changed? I think in 2024, it's worse than it's ever been.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
hard to hear.
Wow. How did you feel when you heard about the death of Frankie Beverly and Tito Jackson?
Well, you know, the Jacksons are like my family.
Absolutely.
I just, you know, Tito was just on stage, what, a day or so ago before that, 2 days ago? It's very, very hard because I'm still here, and it's very hard to see my peers, because I've done shows with Frankie Beverly, and he was so kind to me, and he's such a, Frankie wasn't a pop act. He was an icon. He had a cult following. No matter which show he did, it sold out. But he wasn't on pop radio. You know what I'm saying? So he really set a standard of, you don't really need all of that. Just be who you are, do your show. He was amazing. And it's sad. It's sad to me. I still think about Whitney. I was talking about Whitney this morning, and Michael. And Prince. It's like, they should still be here. They should not be dead.
Do you think Before I Let Go is the biggest song in our culture?
Yes.
I was having that argument with Charlamagne. I was like, I don't think there's anything bigger that goes past generations.
No, and I still don't think he got the credit and the respect that he needed. I think
the song was bigger than him.
The song was bigger. Do you think so?
I don't know.
I don't think the song was bigger than
Yes.
For certain people, for certain
They
generations.
most people don't even know what he looks like.
Yeah,
but
I
they
didn't.
knew that
That's
song.
true, but
yeah,
they knew
I didn't
that
know.
song.
I knew who he was. And when I say I knew who he was, like I knew his name, I knew the song, but I didn't know what he looked like.
Well, before I did verses, a lot of people didn't know those songs
That is
I
true.
sang.
That is true.
You know,
I think it's because when you're younger, you hear the music
Yeah.
that your parents are playing, but you don't necessarily see the artist.
You right.
Like
'Cause
you got
they
played in
didn't
my
know-
house by my mom all the time.
Really?
Yeah, what? Yes. But I didn't know until I started working in entertainment, and then I started digging. I'm like, oh, so this
Right.
is who that person is.
Right. Because now I'm an oldie.
No,
But not
you're
only
not.
that,
No,
you-
no,
it was-
no, no,
There was no
You-
social
you
media
timeless.
back then.
It's-
You got to think about it.
Right.
The only reason I knew who you were was because I was a DJ, and when I'm blending the records, your face is on the covers.
Right.
But if you're not a DJ and you're listening to the music, you know the I've been up, but you don't know what the person looks like.
Right.
When social media comes around, now you can actually see what your favorite artist looks like.
That's true.
Mine came from looking at albums. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because it was either the jukebox in my dad's little sugar shack, or just somebody would have the album, and y'all would be on the front of the album.
Covers, yeah.
But
you know?
Charlamagne, you've always shown me love.
Absolutely.
Always. From day one.
How do you not show Stephanie Mills love? Who don't show Stephanie Mills love? There's a lot.
My godson, he told me, don't you go in the Breakfast Club talking.
Don't start no shit this time. That's what he said. Don't start no shit this time. That's what you said?
Sergio Hudson, that's what he said. Mother, don't you go in there.
You supporting the vice president too for
I'm
president?
supporting Camp all the way
Why?
because I think we need a change. I think women are powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's intelligent. I think she will make a difference, and it's time we had a woman in there.
Mm-hmm.
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
So did I.
So you know, I want Kamala to get in there because if we don't, I'm moving to another country.
Really?
I mean, I'm getting out of here. I don't know if I could take 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, that's hard. Well, I mean, they'll have us picking cotton.
Damn.
I really do think that. I mean, they will take us back. What, that 25, what's that?
Oh, Project 25.
Yes.
Project 2025, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been in stores.
I'm just watching Sergio to see if he's getting nervous yet.
know.
You
He's sitting up now. He's sitting up. He's like, okay, here she go. Here she go. I'm going to be good.
Go ahead,
I'ma
Mom.
be
Go
good.
ahead, Mom.
But I think that there's so much, like, I was just in the store yesterday and people were reaching. I know I'm little, okay? But people were reaching all over me and not saying, excuse me. And I had to tell somebody, excuse me would be nice. Excuse me, I'm not invisible. I'm standing here. You know, so there's a lot of that going on. And you really have to, like, back people up. I'm not the kind of person I'm not passive at all.
At all.
And I've never been good at brown nosing. I will be professional. I will do my job. But I'm not going to kiss your ass.
I feel like that's probably kept you out of trouble in this industry, though.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think a lot of times the situations that people end up in is because they too busy wanting to brown nose these people who may take advantage of it.
That is true. And the bottom line is no matter how much you brown nose, you're never their friend.
That's right.
You're always entertainment. I don't care who you are. That's just a fact. I've been to enough parties to see that that's what we are when they invite us to parties. We are the entertainment, and they want to tell their friends, oh, look, I can have so-and-so at my party.
Right.
Look, so-and-so is here. That's all you are.
How were the industry parties back then when there wasn't no
Studio
cameras
54 was wild.
around?
You know, Michael and I went to Studio 54 a lot together. Studio 54 was wild.
Can you imagine Michael Jackson and Stephanie Mills walking up in the club?
No.
Fly
Did
as
y'all have
hell.
security?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had security. But at Studio 54, you really didn't need security because, I mean, Mick Jagger, David Bowie, Stevie Wonder.
Everybody was somebody.
Everybody was somebody, so you didn't need security. But, you know, I've been to parties, but I always knew when to leave. But I never went to risque parties. I never went to parties that I thought, oh, I don't know what this
You ain't go to
party's
freak
gonna-"
offs.
Right. Even though I was at one party that was a freak off and somebody invited me into the bathroom and I declined. But, you know, you just have to know when to say no. But if you want to be in it, you're going to do everything.
Denzel Washington said the same thing as you said. He said you have to know when to leave.
You
these
have to
parties.
know when to leave. When it starts getting late and people start taking off their clothes, you know it's time for you to leave.
Now you did mention we talked to Sergio in the back, Sergio Hudson. of
Sergio
course,
Hudson.
fashion designer.
That's
He's
their
my
Sergio Hudson?
godson.
Yes.
Oh,
You didn't hear how I
I
said
heard
that
she
when
said
he
it, but I was
walked
just
in?
like,
When I
didn't know that was Sergio Hudson.
I was like,
Yeah,
when I saw him, I was like,
He
no, wait, hold
styled
on.
me because this is what Sergio said. He said, Mom, you're too much like a mom. I want you to be more like you were in the 80s. I said, well, I don't have the body that I had. So this is all Sergio.
So how did y'all get up? How did y'all know each other? Because as soon as he walked in, this one over here was like, that's Sergio Hudson. I was like, what? I said, say it louder.
Yeah.
Last night he was at the gala with me, and those women, when they see him, they're like, oh, I want your clothes. I want your clothes. But Sergio,
'Cause he's
and I,
doing it for
we
us
get
in the
together,
couture world.
Sergio.
You gotta
Come to the
come
mic.
here,
Come to the mic.
Let me get you a chair.
Sorry to blow your spot up.
Because he does Kamala.
Everybody.
Yeah.
He does
Kamala, yep.
Michelle.
Yep.
He does for Beyonce. He does.
Oh, you did you do the VP's that glittery dress?
No,
that
that was
Okay,
Laquan.
okay.
But he did when
Pull the mic closer to him,
Michelle
Charlamagne.
wore that burgundy coat that everybody wanted for the inauguration of who was that? Kamala?
Biden's
Joe
inauguration.
Biden's. No, he did First Ladies. He does
So how did y'all get up? How did y'all meet each other?
When I did my first New York Fashion Week show. So I grew up pretty much obsessed with Stephanie Mills, like most millennials that grew up in the late 80s. And I used All Day, All Night in my first New York Fashion Week show, and the clip went viral. And somebody tagged her to it, and she messaged me, and I messaged her back, and she was like shocked that I messaged her back.
I was.
And So she was shooting a video or something. I said, I'll come out and I'll style you for the video. And she didn't believe me. And I showed up in Charlotte and we shot the video.
And you're from South Carolina, right?
I'm from South Carolina.
You from South Carolina? I never knew that.
Yeah, I'm from right outside of Columbia, a little town called Ridgeway.
Yeah.
My mom is from Charleston.
Yeah, that's where I'm born.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant.
Wow. Yeah, I was born in Charleston, raised in Mo's Corner. Yeah.
But go ahead. So yeah.
Sergio Hudson is from Ridgeway, South Carolina. I had no fucking idea. First of all, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know you was a real person. You know, you see names on clothes. You know, you don't think that.
Yo, not for nothing. I didn't put two and two together.
Baby,
When
when
I
they
seen
look
it, I
like
was
us
like-
and they in the couture, like I saw you from the door. I was like, it's
She was
no
geeking out as soon as she
way.
seen you. She started whispering to me
because
like,
you got like what you were doing, what Laquan Smith is doing, like you guys are just like y'all really doing it right now, and I know that world is tough. And you're so like you have Kim at your show. You're dressing Michelle Obama. Like you still so like us.
He's iconic.
Yes.
And he needs to get his due.
And you young. You only what, 40?
40.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah. So we met and we haven't been separate since.
We haven't been
Tell me-
and he's staying with me at my apartment in New York.
Wow.
oh wow.
Yeah, I come home from work every day and we watch Netflix.
Tell me how you got put on. Well, two things I want to know. Tell me how you got put on to Stephanie, because you are young, right? So how did you get put on to Stephanie at a young age?
And I know you're a little nervous, but you got talking to the mic. Can you fix the mic so he doesn't have to bend down?
I don't know how to fix this.
I do.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Sorry.
There you go.
ahead.
Thank you, Steph.
You got talking to a baby.
So, I was a very visual child at 4 years old. I just remember watching BET and like something in the way you make me feel. And I was obsessed with fashion at a very, very young age. And I remember something in the way you make me feel. She had on this Patrick Kelly suit in the white suit she wears in the beginning. He was a black designer, like the first black designer to be sanctioned by the city of Paris. And she had him on in the video, and I knew it. I was like, oh my God, like, and she was always like, she was just so inspirational to me. Her and Anita Baker, all these women, you grow up loving these women, and I was very influenced by her just because of the way she looked. Like, it was everything to me. And then when she would come on Apollo and sing, and the crowd would go crazy, it was just a different era. And
Era of real talent.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, they matched the talent with the beauty, and they were always so pulled together and so classy, and you aspired to be those type of people. And I just feel like it was a different era, and I still yearn for that era. So that's why I kind of like design the way I do and style women the way I do. And I creative direct for a lot of people.
He's
as well.
creative director for Stevie Wonder.
Oh wow.
And Stevie's coming to New York.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like,
But you call her mom, so y'all have a close relationship.
She's
Yeah.
become my godmother.
You know what they say? If you hang around 4 icons, you become the 5th.
No,
You know that, right?
it's there. Like he really is, and a lot of what you do, and like you still have a really good pulse on what's happening in the world. How do you still keep up with what's happening all the time? Because you are booked, like. You
Yeah,
with
he
everybody
is.
all the time, everywhere. You hanging with Stephanie Mills, like, but you still know who's lit, who's relevant. But you also know, like, you kind of guard your brand in a way where it's not guarded, but it is. Like, it has that old school. You got to aspire to be.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I love my people, so if anybody black is doing anything, I'm gonna know what's going on. And I have this vision of a world in fashion where we aren't just black designers or we aren't just black entertainers.
Yeah.
Where we are entertainers and we're designers.
Right,
And
For the
we're
world.
First, and we just happen to be black.
Black.
So in order to do that, you have to normalize your people that look like you in those spaces. So
Yep, this is
that's
all his.
my mission.
Are you going to be? You're not dressing or costuming anything on Broadway right now for her?
No, they
He's
have a
gonna
whole
do-
costume. But
No,
when she does
that's
her
Hades.
show, I'm sure.
Michael is,
But-
Michael is a designer for Hades. He was a wonderful designer. But when I come back to Broadway, he will be doing my clothes.
Why don't you do men's stuff? You don't do too much.
I
men's.
just
He
launched
just
men's
launched men.
launched-
at
This past.
this past Fashion Week.
Oh, this
Yes.
past Fashion Week, so it'll be in store soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we fit anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, you have to tell me how you made it out of Ridgeway, South Carolina. When I tell you Ridgeway is a small town, like my town is small, but we got 11,000 people now, probably more. Y'all only got like 200.
It's
like
no,
Ridgeway
but
is
see,
small.
like my mom is from Charleston.
Okay.
And she moved to Ridgeway because my grandmother married a man that was from there.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom grew up in, the metropolis
Absolutely.
that is Charleston, South Carolina.
His
and
mother's a pastor.
she's
Okay.
cultured and, so I always knew about what was going on in the world. I was in the country and on the farm, but I knew what was going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of never subscribed to you have to stay in a little town.
Same. How'd you get your break though? Like, what was it?
It was a lot of work. Long story short, I worked really hard, dressed a lot of celebrities. That led me to inauguration in 2021. And that really was the shifting moment for me when Michelle Obama wore my clothes to the Biden inauguration. And it kind of like took over everything. And I was like, it was very unexpected because we were trying to be low key because we were like, okay, she's not the first lady anymore. Let's just put in some pants. Let's keep it low key. It's not about her. And it just kind of became all about her.
Yes, that coat was fire.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, man. Congrats.
So proud of
brother.
you.
Working with an icon like Stephanie Mills, Stevie Wonder.
And there's an icon himself.
Man.
It's an
you-
icon
yes,
himself.
That's right.
absolutely. And young.
I feel
Yeah.
so privileged that he dresses me and he goes with me, and because when people see him like you, they're like,
Yeah, I ain't mean to freak
they
out.
do.
But
They
No,
do.
last night at that gala, I
Right.
was just like trying to carry her dress and her shoes, and people were stopping me. I'm like, I'm working. Like, I get in like godson mode when I'm with
Yeah.
her, and I kind of forget who I am most of the time.
He
because
does.
To me, she's just so iconic and so slept on and so underrated that I kind of like want people to see, what I see and what I feel like people that are around my age saw at that time. But what I love about her is the realness and the willingness to retreat from the industry and not have to be defined by that. So that's what I love and what I don't like about
How
her.
difficult was it for you? Because, you didn't come under streetwear, right? Like most people come under streetwear. You came couture, which is almost impossible because it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of experience, and they say that is like
it's rough.
fighting through the old white men, and you were able to do that.
And white ladies.
And white ladies.
What
and
is
white women.
couture? I have no fashion sense. What is
Couture
couture?
is like you go ahead.
It's more. What I do is
What you don't wear, Charlamagne?
is ready to wear, which is luxury fashion. You know, like what's sold in Bergdorf, Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus.
Luxury.
It's hard to be completely honest because fashion is not unlike any other industry. You get compartmentalized. If you're black, you're expected to make urban clothes. You're expected to be weird. You're expected to when I walk in the room, people don't expect me to be the person that dresses the first lady. Like they expect the old white man.
Old white man. Yeah.
And so I feel a lot of pushback from the industry because I don't fit the mold of what they think an American sportswear designer should be. But that's what I'm fighting against, to normalize us in different places because we're not a monolith. We're not we don't do one type of thing in every industry.
Right.
That's right.
And it's very much like that in fashion. Like and it's kind of like they have their picks. So it's like, this is the black designer we're promoting this year. You're not that person because you don't fit the mold. You don't make hoodies. You don't make jogging pants.
Streetwear, right?
Yeah.
You don't do that. So we didn't sanction you. And because I came in, I think when I came into the industry and it kind of blew up, I kind of came through a back door, dressing Michelle Obama, and it just kind of took over. And my
Like
mom,
Kylie Jenner came into the modeling world.
yeah, and they kind of like, yeah, they don't like when you don't go through the proper functions to
When you're black.
get there, especially and then you're black too. So, but I don't really
Well,
care.
tell them take it up with God.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
care. And that's what my mom always said. She said, no man, I grew up in the church, and my mom always told me no man will ever take the credit for your success.
That's right.
And I never understood what that meant until I actually entered this industry, and I kind of came up through a way that I don't think nobody ever else did.
And how do you pick and choose who to work with? Like when you look at Stephanie Mills and you say, you know what, this is what I want to put on her today.
Well, it's not even a question with people that influence me.
That's your muse in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
right?
like, but newer people, like I work with Keke Palmer a lot. We went to the Met Gala together and we just kind of clicked. And I was like, I love what you're doing. I love what you're promoting. and we kind of just started like working together. And after we started working together, like 3 months later, we were on the Essence cover. I was just like, because we just clicked. And I like people who are doing what I'm trying to do in their different industry.
Right.
Yeah, so that's kind of what.
Well, congratulations
Thank
again,
you.
man. I love to see his success. I seen him sitting over there. I'm like, let's bring him up here. So I have to ask, you got a new record out?
Yeah, with Ray Chu.
Yes.
Yes.
MC Light, Dougie Fresh.
Yes.
Kid Capri.
Kid Capri, yes.
You back in the
Are
studio?
you playing it?
I just got it
We
for the
gonna
first
play it
time
this
today.
morning?
We're gonna play it this morning.
We're
Okay.
gonna play this morning. I want to ask you about is your
No,
last
no,
performance going to be on the 20th?
Talk about the
Oh, go
record
ahead.
first. Well, tell us about the record first.
Well, it's so funny because Ray Chu sent me the record to see what I thought about it. And I was like, I like this, Ray Chu. I said, this is really nice. I said, who are you going to get to sing it? He said, I'm hoping you'll sing it. So we just went in the studio and he fluted Charlotte. I went in and I sang it and that was it. Yeah.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
And are you only doing music now that like you feel like that about? Or
I'm
like
only
you...
doing music when I feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm only
Rightfully
doing
so.
music when I feel like it.
And your last performance is on the 20th?
My last performance is October 20th in Hadestown.
I got to come see it before then.
Please come.
Yeah.
Let me know.
It's Thursday through Sunday, right?
No, Tuesday through Sunday.
Tuesday
Jesus
through Sunday.
Christ. All you have is
Yes.
Monday off.
Honey.
They working you
And
to
on
death.
Mondays, what are you doing? Like, are you sleep all day? But are
I'm
you?
sleeping all day. And Sergio, we there watching Law and Order and Netflix and every movie we can. I don't move. Do you hear me? I'm telling you, my feet be singing a symphony.
I bet.
What have you
At the
learned,
end-
Sergio? What have you learned from Miss Mills? When y'all are sitting around having them Netflix and chills, what have you learned?
I think because I'm so actively in the industry and I have to do things that she's had to do, it's refreshing to, come home and be like, oh God, this happened today. And she'll tell you like, look, don't pay them niggas no attention.
Don't pay them niggas no attention?
Yeah, pretty much. And she was like, you gonna be okay.
You gonna be okay.
Don't
That's
listen
it.
to these niggas.
Yeah.
Period.
Carrie's
That's
over
a-
there dying.
That 5 words will save your life, Sergio.
That's
I'm telling
right.
you, don't listen to these niggas.
Yeah,
Okay.
she that's her motto.
I tell him, I'm like, don't listen to him. Because I've never really, I used to listen to him up until my 30s. And then I was like, y'all are crazy. I ain't listening to y'all. Y'all don't know. I know myself better. So I always tell him, listen to God, like your first mind. When your instincts tell you to do something, that's God talking to you.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell him. I'm like,
And God whispers too. And she don't repeat herself. It's whisper and she don't repeat herself. But these niggas loud and constantly
And they
repeating
repeat
themselves
themselves all the
over and over
time.
and over
all
and
the
over.
time and saying all the wrong
All
mess.
the wrong things. Lord have mercy.
And we'll give you bad advice and laugh at you.
That's right. We appreciate you for joining us this morning.
Yeah.
And definitely go check out Hadestown out right now in Broadway. And thank you.
At the
Wilcox?
Walter Kerr Theater.
Walter Kerr Theater.
Yeah, at Tuesday from Saturday. I'm there until October 20th.
I'm coming next week.
You have
You
to
are?
go. It's
Absolutely.
amazing.
It's amazing. It really is. The music is wonderful, and it's Greek mythology. So you have to know about Orpheus, Hades, Persephone, the story. It's a love story. It's tragedy, but it's a love story. But it's wonderful. I really am enjoying it, but I'm ready to go home.
You ready?
I'm ready to go home.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Miss Stephanie Mills, Sergio Hudson. Thank you so much. And it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.